Hey everyone, this is Ian from Big Rock Adventure. So you guys know that I really do like the BMW GS, but there are some things about it that I don't love, and actually some things that I hate. So today we're going to talk about 4 things that I actually don't like about the BMW GS. Okay, so the first thing I wish we could change about the GS is the weight of the bike. So the 1200 is around 540 pounds wet with a full tank of fuel, and the 1250 is up towards 550 pounds of weight. Now, to give you some reference, you can watch my video on the weight of adventure bikes and adventure bike comparison, but it's around 50 pounds heavier than an Africa Twin. Some of that makes sense. I mean, you've got shaft drive, you've got a larger motor, you've got some other features, but if there was a way that BMW could get this bike down to that 500 pound or below mark, that would be really amazing. We do have to remember that when BMW changed from the 1150 GS to the 1200 GS in 2005, they dropped 66 pounds of weight off the motorcycle at that time. But when they released the water-cooled bike from the air oil-cooled bike in 2013, the weight actually went up. So we're kind of going the wrong direction, BMW. So let's keep the features. We have plenty of power, so we're good with that. But then let's try to drop some weight off of it. The weight is not a problem until it is, and I like to say that because everything feels fine until you get stuck or you fall or you have to pull your bike out of a ditch or you're by yourself and you have to lift the bike up, and then the weight is a real problem in that situation, especially when you've added your luggage on the bike. Okay, so the second thing that I don't like about the GS is the way that the motor and the exhaust sound. It's a very boring, uninspiring kind of vacuum cleaner kind of sound. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it does kind of sound sometimes like maybe a herd of farts or something like that, or a bunch of cows going to the bathroom. It's not the most inspiring sound, and if you've ridden something like a Triumph Triple, it's a whole different ballgame than that. There are times when it sounds kind of grunty and sounds okay and sounds throaty when you're on the throttle, but overall it's not a very good sound. Even with this $1,000 Akrapovic titanium pipe, it still doesn't sound that good. So let me give you a listen here. You saw how you got some of the pops and farts and things like that? That's not too bad, and I like how it sounds when you use the quick shifter. But overall, it's just, I don't think you can make a Boxer engine sound good. It's just something about the way that the Boxer works. The third thing that I don't love about the BMW GS, and this kind of applies to all BMWs, is parts are really, really expensive. And I don't really know why this is. If you price out some of the parts for this bike, like in particular, one thing that some people have broken is the headlight module. The headlight module on this bike from BMW costs over $1,500. It's just an LED headlight. It's nothing that crazy. You can buy LED headlights on Amazon for $20. So I don't really see why they're gouging that much. I'm not really sure why it is, but BMW needs to get this kind of back in line. If you break stuff on the bike that you haven't protected properly, and that's why protection is so important on the GS, you're really in for a major world of hurt when you go to the dealer to buy parts. And not just the OEM parts are expensive, but aftermarket parts cost a lot for this bike too. It's like the BMW tax or something. So I touched on this part. This is number 4. So the number 4 thing that I don't like about the GS that I wish BMW would change, and I talked about this in my honest owner review of the GS, is the traction control system. So there's nothing really inherently wrong with it. My complaint is the adjustability or lack thereof. So my complaint is that the traction control essentially has 3 different levels. It has totally off, it has enduro mode, and then it has fully on. Now within enduro mode, there's actually really 4 modes if you think of it, because enduro has regular enduro and enduro pro. But the problem is you can't access both enduro and enduro pro at the same time, because to get to the pro mode you have to put the plug in under the seat. And if you put the plug in, you've lost your enduro mode. Enduro mode gives you a little bit of slip, enduro pro gives you quite a bit of slip, but it still has traction control. So you can't access all 4 modes at once. You can only access 3. Off, whatever enduro mode you have plugged in or not, and the fully on mode. And that's not enough. I want to be able to adjust the amount of slide that I have and the amount of slip that I have. So Honda's now gone to a 7 or 9 level control. KTM on the 790s and their new bikes have like a 9 level traction control. So that's something that BMW really needs to step up. I'm sure the software is probably in the bike somehow to do it. So just give us the control. We really do need that. So I hope this video was useful on the 4 things that I hate about the BMW GS, and I wish that BMW would change. So let's review. It's the weight, the traction control not being adjustable very much, the high cost of parts, and the engine sound. If they could fix those 4 things, they would make one of the world's best motorcycles even better, and that'd be a great thing. The only thing they can't fix is the price, but that's arguable. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, please subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you out on the road. Ride safe. Hello, what? Who is this? The stock market crashed. I told you, buy low and sell high. I gotta make my GS payment over here. I gotta buy coffee, I gotta buy more fog lights for my bike. People would just subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Maybe I'd actually make some money off this thing. Well, you know what? You're fired.